Hello, I'm Assistant Town Manager Andy Clyburn, here to provide the Town Manager update for September 3rd through September 16th. The Town Manager will issue instructions to municipal departments for fiscal year 2027 operating and capital budgets in mid-September. The Town Manager calendar year rate hearing is planned for mid-October. A workshop with Town Council is scheduled for this week's Town Council meeting focused on fiscal policy and revenue strategy. For information on our fiscal year budgets, please visit the town's open budget website at budget.townofbarnstable.us. The Hyannis water system, by way of the board, put in place restrictions around non-essential outdoor water use. Per regulatory compliance, these restrictions were published on August 20th and shared on the town website, town mobile app, social media, e-news, and published in the Cape Cod Times. With continued guidance from the EEA, we will push the materials again via social media and digital channels. Please let me know if you have any additional questions or concerns. We continue to communicate the importance of the Town of Barnstable's fertilizer ordinance to assist the town in its ongoing efforts to improve water quality. The Town of Barnstable has over 180 ponds and lakes. The information is of value to all properties who use fertilizer. We are available to work with all in our community to advance this information. The Town of Barnstable has announced the September 30th, 2025 deadline for the availability of the final 2025 round of opioid abatement funds to support local initiatives that aim to make a positive impact on the community. Town of Barnstable-based projects will be considered for grant awards of up to $50,000. Projects must serve residents of the Town of Barnstable and deliver services in the areas of substance use prevention, education, harm reduction, treatment services, or recovery support. To date, the town has distributed over $330,000 with $150,000 pending distribution from the June 30th grant round, which will bring the total grant distribution to date to over $500,000. We plan to provide the Town Council with an update at a future meeting. The Town of Barnstable will host its 4th annual Community Safety Day on Wednesday, September 24th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Barnstable Adult Community Center in Hyannis. In collaboration with the Barnstable Police Department, Village Fire Districts, and the Adult Community Center, the event offers residents a chance to connect with the public safety professionals, learn practical safety tips, and access vital resources. This important event promotes public safety awareness and encourages community engagement, especially among our senior population. I will now provide an update on the Quality of Life Work Group, which will be followed by Kate Maldonado giving an update on the Community Development Block Grants, Greening Hyannis, and the Regional Policy Plan, and Kelly Colopy providing an update on water resources, including the Comprehensive Wastewater Management Plan. The Quality of Life Work Group, established to look at enforcement efforts across all departments, has been meeting twice a month to discuss and improve enforcement matters as it relates to policies, procedures, and communication to the community. On Thursday, August 21st, Town Council affirmatively voted to refer 2 zoning amendments to public hearings before the Planning Board. The first was item number 2026-008. This proposal is to amend the Town Code General Ordinances, Chapter 240, to repeal and replace Section 240, Tac 46, Home Occupation, with a new Section 2040, Tac 46, Home Occupation, that adds definitions, licensing requirements, and makes certain other revisions. And item number 2026 TAC 12, a proposal to amend the Town of Barnstable Code Part 1 General Ordinances Chapter 240 to repeal and replace that section titled Off-Street Storage of Trailers with a new section titled Off-Street Parking and Storage of Commercial Vehicles, Trailers, and Mobile Homes. These 2 zoning amendments have been advertised for the upcoming Planning Board meeting to be held on Monday, the 22nd of September at 7 p.m. in person at Barnstable Town Hall within the hearing room. A public hearing will be held for each of the zoning amendments. At the close of each public hearing, the planning board will make a recommendation to town council requiring a majority vote of the members present and voting for each of the zoning amendments. Upon recommendation of the planning board, the zoning amendments will proceed to public hearings before town council. Adoption of the zoning amendments requires a 2/3 vote of all the members of town council. I should note that the planning board also has 4 zoning amendments to discuss, so it is likely that the 2 quality of life items may be pushed off a month or 2. On Thursday, September 4th, a public hearing was held and town council voted unanimously to approve the proposed revisions to zoning fines. We are proposing the establishment of a home occupation licensing program within the Inspectional Services Department. In October, we anticipate bringing forward the recommended organizational changes, including proposed changes to the town code, fee schedule adjustments, and public hearings to support the necessary resources. Our hope is that by moving the ordinances and the licensing program concurrently, both will reach town council at the same time later this year, thereby allowing town council to approve enforcement resources at the same meeting that they consider adopting the new ordinances. That concludes my update for today.
Hello, Kate Maldonado, Senior Planner, Planning and Development. The town has completed the 2024 program year for the Community Development Block Grant Program and is preparing the Consolidated Annual Performance Evaluation Report, known as the CAPER, for the period of July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025. The draft 2024 CAPER is available for review on the project website, which is accessible from the town's website, Planning and Development Department webpage, listed under programs as Community Development Block, in parentheses, CDBG. Or you can click the link to find within the report. Written comments received on or before Monday, October 6th will be included in the final submission to HUD. A public meeting to present and discuss the CAPER will be held virtually this Friday, September 19th at 1 p.m. The meeting notice with instructions for attending the meeting is also accessible from the project website. The town was awarded a grant through the Greening the Gateway Cities grant program to plant 1,300 trees within the community's planting zone, which includes Greater Hyannis. All properties within the planting zone are eligible to sign up for free trees. To learn more about this program and to verify if your property is within the planting zone, please visit the project website, greeninghyannis.com. The Cape Cod Commission is currently updating the regional policy plan. The public comment period has been extended through September 24th. Based on previous town council discussion and public input received through various planning initiatives, the town manager has drafted a comment letter on behalf of the town. The manager is seeking feedback from the town council on the comment letter prior to the public comment deadline.
Good afternoon, Kelly Colby from the Department of Public Works, and I will be walking you through our Water Resources Management Update. First, we will take a look at current comprehensive wastewater management plan sewer connections. We are currently at 62% of available sewer connections now complete. You can see in the chart to the right of your screen, we have broken out sewer connections by round in which they were made available. We have 3 rounds of sewer connections, the first which began in the summer of 2024. You'll see completion percentages per round, and then our total of 202 completed connections out of the 324 available connections currently as a result of our first 2 sewer expansion projects being completed on time and on budget. Which segues nicely into our current active construction regarding sewer expansion. Our Centerville Village sewer expansion north phase has resumed activity on Chute Flying Hill Road. Before we take a look at current activity, if you look at the left-hand side of your screen, you'll see our project map. We have since added work zones defined on the map in that dark blue, work zone 1 being Chute Flying Hill Road, work zone 2, and work zone 3. We do this to help visually depict where work will be occurring throughout the project. And as a reminder that this project is really ongoing through the spring of 2027. So work will be occurring in those various various work zones at different times. Currently right now we do have work underway on Chute Flying Hill Road, as I noted. Work hours are Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., and the work does require the closure of Chute Flying Hill Road from Service Road to Great Marsh Road, which is the same road closure, detour, and traffic plan that was put in place last season. As a note, in-person outreach does occur regularly along the project route, especially as the crew advances its sewer construction along Chute Flying Hill Road. We do this to provide property owners with a final opportunity to complete their sewer connection form. You may remember from previous reports that our sewer connection forms are sent out ahead of construction beginning at the start of a new project. We do this through a USPS certified mail project notification, which includes a variety of different information and resources, including that very important sewer connection form. That really provides property owners with the opportunity to have a discussion with the Department of Public Works ahead of construction as to where they would like their future connection to take place on their property line. Shifting down to Work Zone 2, Work Zone 2 is effectively Route 28 from Finney's Lane to Old Stage Road. Construction on Route 28 as part of the Centerville Village Sewer Expansion North Phase will occur overnight, specifically to help lessen traffic impacts to those businesses and surrounding residences. Anticipated work hours are Monday through Thursday evenings from 7 o'clock p.m. to 6 o'clock a.m. Currently, the contractor is proposing to begin work next week on September 22nd. However, this is pending MassDOT traffic plan approval. So we will certainly keep our community updated as to the date that we anticipate starting construction. You will notice that there are variable messaging boards out along Route 28 and some of those feeder roads that feed into the state highway. And this is to make sure that our community is prepared well in advance that construction overnight will be occurring in short order. Additionally, we have completed our initial business outreach to the various businesses along that stretch of Route 28. We've had some very productive conversations about how we can support businesses that will be open during work hours overnight with additional signage and custom materials to help communicate the closure and how to navigate to those open businesses. Additionally, Work Zone 3, known as the Mothers Park area work, this includes the pump station at Mothers Park, as well as the realignment of the intersection and discontinuation of Mothers Park Road. This work also includes sewering on Finney's Lane from Route 28 to Main Street. Currently, the contractor is developing their schedule and traffic management plan, which will be reviewed first by DPW, as well as other stakeholders in town, including our emergency response teams. Work must be completed within the terms of this contract, which I noted. The contract we anticipate will be completed by the spring of 2027. So again, we will keep our community updated as to when we assume or anticipate the contractor mobilizing to the Mothers Park area to begin that work. Additionally, the Route 28 West Sewer Expansion Project, we are proud to announce that we have opened bids. Bids have come in within our allotted budget, and we have awarded this contract to Robert B. Our company. We are currently in the process of coordinating our pre-construction meeting, and the contractor is developing their construction schedule. You'll see an outline of the project route to the left of your screen here in red, which includes portions of Route 28 all the way, really giving us that backbone to expand our sewer system westward. Now, in collaboration, or I should say in coordination with our pre-construction meeting, we are also working through the scheduling of our public information meeting. You may recall that earlier this winter, we hosted a status of design meeting for Route 28 West, which really does tee up nicely for this construction kickoff meeting. We anticipate hosting this public information meeting sometime mid to late October ahead of construction starting. And that will also be held in conjunction with sending out the USPS certified mailer project notification to all properties identified to receive sewer as part of the Route 28 West Sewer Expansion Project. Additional communications will include all of our traditional outlets and tools, including a formal press release, Barnstable e-news, Barnstable Water Resources, social media, and the My Barnstable mobile app notifications. And we will do that certainly for the project outreach meeting as well as the start of construction. In-person residential and business outreach has already started, some initial work on that, and we will continue to do that leading up to construction as well. Next, we'll take a look at the 268 Stevens Street pump station. As previously reported, this work is currently on hold while we continue the permitting process for the contractor's dewatering plan. Since our last report, Town staff did hold a meeting with neighborhood abutters on August 28th, and we do have a Conservation Commission hearing regarding the dewatering permit for next week, September 23rd, that is scheduled. Additional background and project information can be found on your screen, including the fact that this is a grant-funded project which proposes adding 57 parcels to our CWMP sewer expansion that are already in close proximity adjacent to the existing collection system there in Hyannis. And that will certainly help remove much needed nitrogen from the Stewart's Creek watershed. Now, taking a look at the water pollution control facility. Since our last report, we have opened the bids for the nitrogen removal and headworks improvement project at our wastewater treatment plant. Bids did come in within the project budget, which is always thrilling to see, and we are preparing to review, or we are in the process of reviewing and preparing to award that construction contract. So certainly more information to come as we prepare for a pre-construction meeting and ultimately construction at the wastewater treatment plant. Additionally, our effluent disposal evaluation is ongoing. We continue to work through various analysis with our consultant, CDM Smith. And related to the water pollution control facility, you may recall from previous reports, the Bierce's Way sewer extension and vacuum sewer removal project. This has been constructed in coordination with the Mass DOT Bierce's Way shared use path project. The contractor did go on a summer pause, but has since resumed in-road sewer construction. There's just a small amount of work really left to be done, including a final tie-in to the newly constructed sewer main, sewer service tie-ins, and then ultimately the abandonment of that vacuum sewer. We do anticipate that construction, at least the sewer portion of construction, will be completed by the end of October. And we did issue a formal press release as well as completed business outreach ahead of this week's road closure there on Bierce's Way. Now we'll take a look at the water supply division. The first major update being the Straightway Water Treatment Facility project. We have officially awarded the construction contract to Daniel O'Connell's sons, known as DOC, and we are in the process of coordinating our pre-construction kickoff meeting. As a reminder, this project, the construction of a new treatment facility, is ultimately, the goal is to maximize our permanent capacity at the Hyannis water system while providing just better resiliency and operational ability year-round for this particular treatment facility. So certainly a major project for the Hyannis water system that we're thrilled to see breaking ground soon. And then as a reminder, in the town manager communications, we did note that the Cape Cod region remains in a level 2 significant drought. Hyannis water system, by way of the Barnstable Municipal Board, did issue mandatory restrictions, which you can see a very high-level list listed here in this report. For a detailed look at the State of Water Conservation Notice, please feel free to visit the town website or Barnstable Water Resources. And as Assistant Town Manager noted, this State of Water Conservation Notice was available and did run in the Cape Cod Times. We've also had this information distributed through Barnstable e-News and Barnstable Water Resources, and we've continued to do additional pushes to keep our community informed through social media and the My Barnstable mobile app. And lastly, we're going to take a look at some of the activity happening in our ponds and lakes monitoring and management program. The first of note is cyanobacteria monitoring. You may notice, especially if you are a subscriber of the My Barnstable mobile app, that we have had regular water quality updates, sometimes twice a week, as we continue our monitoring through the fall season. At this point, it's been great to see that most of our advisories are starting to be repealed and coming down, especially some of the pet advisories that we've had of late. So just really a reminder that we are going to continue sampling through the fall for our ponds and lakes, our identified ponds and lakes, with the goal really that we reach acceptable conditions at all water bodies. However, if a water body fails to reach an acceptable condition by the end of the fall, then an advisory may remain posted at that water body, that public beach, until next sampling season. Really the one-stop shop, the place where you can get all of this information regarding the status of our ponds and lakes, the current water quality status, is certainly the My Barnstable app, or on Barnstable Water Resources, our beach quality status update page. We do continue to push that information out through social media as well. And then lastly, again, just to really support what was in the town manager communications, we have also been taking a very proactive stance on helping to communicate the fertilizer use ordinance in coordination with town communications. We also have a dedicated email. You can see some screenshots here on the bottom right of your screen through the Barnstable Water Resources email newsletter that will be featuring information that's pertinent to the fertilizer use ordinance and really what it means for folks, and making sure that they know where to find the ordinance on the town code. Additionally, we have an educational series for social media, and of course, any additional communications that we can continue to push to keep our community aware of the ordinance and what it means to them, we will certainly continue to do so. That concludes our water resources update. Thank you.